Finally, a break in the rain. I hope that the wind noise isn't too bad. You gotta see this. Look. That's a full-size Aldi bag. And that's the black oyster mushrooms. I'm taking half of those to my friend. I'm going to their house today. I gotta go in with another bag for the blue oysters for once they don't have bugs, which is freaking awesome. That's the blue oysters. Yeah. Oh boy. Wow. So the rain definitely helped them out. There's another one that I feel like I should just bury instead of hope that it's going to do the thing inside the bag, because that's gone pretty well in there. Oh, good. The sea kale came up again. I was genuinely worried about the sea kale because there was this white like fungal thing on this side of that rock, and I kind of thought that might be its root system dying or something over the winter, but it seems like it made it, and it seems like it's doing really good. So ooch, just scratched myself a little bit there, so that's great. Yeah, actually I might add that to my lunch too. Gonna have one piece of chicken left from yesterday and just like a whole bunch of stuff out of the garden. If I glove up, I might even do some stinging nettle and just have some soup, because the stinging nettle's still young and tender enough. So just wanted to give like a post-flood update. Unfortunately, the town below did have to evacuate. I don't think we had... Honestly, I haven't heard updates since then, so I can't say more than that, other than it evacuated. So, I think the neighbors are packing up. So that's something that I have to kind of, like contend with or whatever, but it's all good. I feel bad. I offered help, but I don't still know anybody that actively lives in the floodplain, so wasn't much to do, really. Just hope for the best. Yeah, we still got several daffodils up here. I want to show you how there aren't puddles anymore, even though it only just stopped raining at 2 a.m. And now it's noon, so it's a few hours later. Oh, look at my jewel weed there. That jewel weed is getting its secondary leaves. It's very cute. It's doing well. That's great. This, I feel like I need to push down in a bit, because what we learned in our study was that this hose isn't letting off the way it used to out here. It's letting out enough that this tree is green to the tips, which it did not stay green to the tips its first year due to needing more water. So it's at least meeting the plant's needs, but in a year that's had the most rain in April since 1870, I would hope it got enough rain. Whew. I'm just saying. Did I point at this enough to see? Look. Whoop, we got tulips. One's still green. I used to have a bunch of tulips. I might still have, but they tend to get chomped by the deer. I don't know what that is. What are you? What is that? Is that a ramp? Is that like a weird ramp with like a funny shape? I don't know. What is that? Somebody tell me. I don't remember planting something there, but hey, you never know. Looks like there's more jewelweed than ginger just yet. But I don't think the ginger's due to start yet. I think last year it came up like mid-May as far as like the sprouts. Let's stop getting distracted and go look at the front yard where those big puddles were, huh? Oh, it's so nice out here. So nice out here. Meow. 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 What did I say about stopping getting distracted? You want pats? We'll get distracted for you. Yeah. They smell like garden. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. I'll be back. You're going to have to scream a little bit more. Still haven't fixed the roof. Yeah. So, see, this is where the biggest puddle was, and that's where the second biggest puddle was. And I did dig more trench because there's a well draining area here that should have also been standing water, and it wasn't. So I came out with the shovel, and it really sounded like water suction as I was digging here. So it was really sopping wet through here, but it started to let some of it out of there, and you can really see that the elderberry is waking up now. So my hope, since for whatever reason in this area, oh, can you see that from this distance? There's some elderberry. And in my last video I said raspberry patch, but I meant elderberry patch. I've mentioned that they got me on migraine medicine. Yeah, it's not helping my brain, but it is helping my brain. It's like, you know, I got the same brain fog for migraines as I do for the medicine, so I guess it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other kind of moment. Yeah, but all of these plants want a swamp, so now they got it, I think, I hope. I'm really hoping to bring all this water in here, because that's why Katanning Wimp keeps almost dying, and I keep worrying about it every year, because this year it really looks like Katanning Wimp elderberry variety, which I no longer have access to replace. That plant was displaced from a floodplain 20 years ago by me, and I don't even know if the plane's still there, but I don't still have access to it. If it were, I clearly planted that on purpose, but what is that? Is that the cherry? I think that's the cherry. That's the black cherry. Oh, awesome. It's waking up. And then I've got another red twig dogwood to round out these here. And that one happened to send out a root shoot, and I snipped it and dug it and transplanted it. So, got an unfortunate decision in here where I put the lily of the valley. I guess we'll see how that does. It's invasive. It's at least aggressive. So there's that. But I could really tell once I had this thing turn its corner, I could really tell it was going into the soil then. I just really hope that that second variety from the floodplains of Katanning on a creek is still doing okay, because it's always struggled. This one's done really well, as you can see, but that one, like this longer branch, that's an ash tree. That's not even the elderberry. The elderberry that I'm worried about is this stump right here, and maybe 1 or 2 sticks over there. So I'm hoping that added more water will give it new life. Maybe it'll get going here. The Concord grape is waking up. That is one of the few modern continued cultivar of the fox grape, which is a native grape. And then how's the, if I can see it over here, how is the Niagara grape, which is another modern cultivar of a native grape. Doing well. So yeah, these are scented and they're very fluffy. I like them. Yeah, so that's the front yard. This drainage is doing amazing. And yeah, so that part's drained. That's my stinging nettle that I might put on gloves and use for lunch. Oh geez, daylilies never die, I swear. Look at that. Huh. So you can see this is also an ephemeral pond. I kind of wish it wasn't, but then during massive rain events I wish it was, but I also wish it wasn't during the rest of the year. So that's a tough one for me to decide about. Let me pull a weed here. Ooh, stinking. Look at the heel print I just put in. Whoops. I think I should put some flat rocks there. Alright, that's gonna come back, but at least won't come back quite as strong. This is a sedum. Yeah, let's go on over here. So this overflow spot that I wasn't quite sure if it's still working, that goes from here. And I remembered, I thought it was only bamboo, but there's actually a half piece of old clay pipe holding part of it open underneath here. So I'm not sure. It's gonna need some excavation, but it was working to some extent at least, because it was pretty soggy down here and I fell in. Oh my, that is, yeah, I think it's got to be doing something, because that's still squidgy. But it gets kind of a lot drier down here. But I do remember I got it moving quite faster, and this is all clay here. And then it gets more absorptive down there. So, oh look, there's flowers on the raspberry. That's great. There's not on those raspberries. You see how spindly these raspberry leaves are? Here, I'll show you a little closer up. That's because the deer ate them back. And that's why I moved the thornless raspberries here. And now with those raspberries, I'm going to be interplanting the clove currant, which is native to I mean, there's a proven range of it being within like 50 miles of here, so I will call it native to here. I feel like that's heckin' close enough. The red bud still hasn't budded, but it's leafing out. It's still young. I never did decide to move it, so I guess it's staying there. Yeah, you can really see these are doing so much better, and there's flower buds on them, so those are on their way to actually producing. I think it's the same thing probably with the blackberries in the back, as well as these ones here that are just out of reach. I don't see flowers on those yet, but at least they're leafed out. That's a dwarf raspberry, thornless. And let's check on the blackberry. Whew. no flower buds just yet, but doing really well. That's this. And then look at the pawpaw leafing out. There's a bunch of pawpaw back here. The secondary cherry tree, we'll have to see what kind of cherries it puts out. Because it's spread by root, so I have a feeling it will be a different variety. But if it fruits, I'm happy. There's another pawpaw leafing out. Next to, well, is that the actual pawpaw? It's co-growing with, okay, so this, is this? Yeah, I think. It's hard to tell. Okay, so because the Saskatoons are growing up inside that little cage too, and I can't tell which twig is which right now. But that kind of black leafed one is another pawpaw. They're from seed, so they're gonna be different varieties. You know, I didn't do this here. That crappy neighbor I used to have did. He got angry during the fruiting period of the hazelnuts. When they were about to ripen their nuts, he just came through and cut everything at the top, and it dang near killed that one. So don't do that with your hazelnuts. I wouldn't have, but just, you know, heads up, that's what happens. They almost, if not definitely, die. Freaking invasive plants over here. Look at them. So, purple dead nettle is invasive. And dandelions are invasive. And they are displacing, as you can see right now, they're displacing what used to be an absolutely lush carpet of violets, as well as Arctic strawberry, which will probably start to flower soon. So you can kind of see how invasives work and why they're a problem here. I gotta get in here with a fork and dig some things out. Let's see here. Yes. All right, so inside this funky thing is Dwarf Baby Cakes Thornless Blackberry right there, which will be easier to protect. I'd like to have another panel or an extension on this panel to help keep the deer off of this bit sticking past it. There's at least a couple different tendrils of the blackberry that go up through the Saskatoon and the cherry. Yeah. Oh, hi, Robin. See, that's what used to be in there, is just millions and millions of blackberry, or violets. See, I can't word. It's very annoying. I'm gonna have to harvest the rhubarb soon. This is aronia. It is getting eaten a little bit. It'll stop getting eaten once the snake root comes back up, provided that did okay. Aronia melancarpa, if you care. I think that's called black aronia? I'm not sure. I need to put a bigger cage around this apple. It looks like we're gonna get good applage this year. Look at how many flowers. But the flowers that stick out on the lower levels are eaten. Interesting. So that's my columnar apple, and it's definitely not fully just columnar, but it's doing pretty well. And I've been spraying the organic copper fungicide. Yeah, so really the only I found another sinking spot. Ooh, and I tripped on the box again. Really, the only puddle still standing is down here, where the sump pump lets out, and that's where the fresh water's been getting added, so it shouldn't be a surprise. I do have 2 varieties of elderberry now, because there was the one down in the reservoir, Pittsburgh Reservoir variety. Looking forward to seeing the groundnut come up. It's funny how many of the native plants don't surface until like late May. It's almost like they know the weather's crazy. They do. That's a joke. Don't see any asparagus yet. I'll have to pull the spent fronds off once I do see them. It's windy. This is very, very windy. So, yep. That is what I'm seeing. And then there's also potatoes. That one's had started to grow and now it's rotting. Huh, interesting. I'll have to figure out how to keep up with... Oh yeah, see? That one has... That's still alive. Okay, so we'll have at least some... Okay. I'll have to figure out how to keep up with continually putting soil on top of them. Because I don't have like an endless supply of soil. Yeah. That's a potted hazelnut right there. It's doing really well right there. Like, I might just plant it in right there. They get kind of big, though. But it would be nice to have at least one that's out of reach of the frickin' deer. Ugh. That's a tough decision. This is one of the clove currants that I want to plant in to the collapsed wall back there. Is this a clove currant, or is that one of these annoying... Oh, this might be one of these annoying jostaberries. They keep dividing and dividing. But I do have at least one more potted clove currant. This is skirt. That's what skirt looks like. I think I want to divide the skirt and get more pots of it, because it's been kind of overcrowded for a while. These are little unknown plants from the front plot that sprouted, and I do this. This is actually how this whole system started, was me being a little bit worried on how to deal with plants that I wasn't sure if they were weeds or not. But, you know, I let them sprout in the ground, and then I lift them and I pot them. I sink the pots into the ground. Yada yada. Yeah. So, this is another incredibly long video. Oh, good Lord. Get me talking about my garden, and I just won't shut up. So, let's not make it longer. I'll have to do a short one again soon. But, yeah, maybe. Honestly, when I'm more awake, less groggy. It's frickin' Saturday. I like sleeping in. So, with that, maybe I'll be able to have a nicer short video soon. But hope you enjoyed the long view. I'll have to go down the cliff for you sometime soon too. Anyway, hope you're having a good one. Thanks so much for visiting the cliffside. Look at how flooded that freaking river is. But that water's not from my yard. I kept all my yard garden water up here. I kept it all. All right. Take care. Bye.